Alright, so here we go. So this is going to be a video about my level 86 um, assassin, and this is a Blades of Ice assassin, believe it or not. My main skill is Blades of Ice. Although I suppose you could say my main skill is Dragon Claw, but anyway, just let me explain the build. So I started out making a Phoenix Strike build, but honestly I was not satisfied with the damage. And so I kind of just improvised this build. Honestly, most of the other things I built are kind of more or less standard, but standard builds. But this one is, yeah, a little, not totally unique, but a little bit. So, like I said, my main skill is Blades of Ice. You max that. My other big skill is Dragon Claw. Max that. And so how it works with assassin skills is you have your charge up skill and then you have your release skills. So you can charge up these skills and then you release it with a dragon skill, I believe. And Shadow Discipline is very important. Claw Mastery, max that. Venom, you max that. I use Burst of Speed for this build, but I don't really I just put 1 point in it, 1 point in Weapon Block, and just 1 point in all the rest of these skills. I'll get into what skills you really use. For some reason I should spec out of these. I think I had this idea that I would use some Wake of Fire traps. I thought they would give me some like FHR effect, but I never use them. Don't do that. Just spec out of that. Okay, so, and the gear this is a full Nats setup, and I use the Shadow Killer Battle Cestus. Honestly, I found this weapon, and I just thought it was like a really cool weapon, like Frost Nova and Striking, and I just decided to do like a whole cold themed build. But so the rest is Nat set. It's not even like a particularly great roll on like some of these things, but like this was like maybe one of the. I haven't played this character in a long time, so like maybe the second character that I built, and so yeah, it's a little janky, but but uh, it's actually like pretty cool. Like it's a hell viable build, and it's cheap as hell. So I thought I'd share it. It's pretty cool. In the armor, I just have some like 2 poison facets, which are like not good, as you can see, and like a Rao rune. So like yeah, charms are like kind of a mix. That one's kind of cool. It's kind of like some max damage AR stuff, and then just like random like stat and like a lot of like little res charms, because the resistance is not great on this guy. I'm sure you could build a build like this that uses fade, but I didn't do that. I think actually I think burst of speed is probably preferable. But let me go into the gear a little bit. So Nat's set is actually like super good. You'll see there's no green bonuses, which is kind of too bad, but honestly it would be OP if there were, because look at the set bonuses you get. Alright, +3 skills, that's really good, but it's kind of more or less standard across. Then you get dual leech 14%. That's like crazy nuts, alright? Then defense, okay, whatever. All resistance 50, good. Damage reduction 30%. Alright, so that's all your damage reduction that you need for this build. I do use a nose coil. Honestly, the only reason I use this is like for like the slow theme, because it slows target. It's just like, I don't even know if I use the attack speed or not. I didn't check it out. Like, you're probably better off. Like, I think I have in here you're probably better off with a life, like a string of ears. You can use a Dungos too. It'd probably do just as well. But like, the leech is actually a really big part of this build. Like, you need the leech a lot. So right now you have 21 life leech. Like, it's good. I do have a chaos, which I don't use. I'm probably gonna build some other character that uses it. And check this out. I think this is pretty cool. Look at that, dual leech. Run walk skills, I think pretty nice. There's some random crap here that I've just like found. Triangles for the poison. you know, you might be better off with something else. You know, maybe IAS gloves if you use Fade, or maybe like, you know, maybe some Drax. But like, I'll get into why I try to minimize the curses a little bit. So what you do is Burst of Speed, Venom, and I use Shadow Master. You know, Shadow Warrior, Shadow Master. I'm sure there's a debate about which one is better, and that I checked out when I built this character, but honestly, it was so long ago I don't remember. So the Merc setup's kind of standard: Treachery, Reaper's Toll, and the Merc is a whole. Even though I do like only cold damage, the Merc is Holy Freeze because there are some you know, cold immunes, and you want to slow them down too. And the Decrepify is nice. And it's just like the theme. It's just like the slow theme. You get what I'm doing here? So like, it's pretty cool. So I'll get into how you use the skills. But basically, you're going to want to attack with Blades of Ice a couple times, and then switch to Dragon Claw. Your other skills you're going to use a lot, Dragonflight. This is a great skill. This is really awesome. So it's a teleport, which is nice, and it's a dragon, so you can actually charge up your ice thing and then teleport to a bunch of minions and release that and kind of like freeze the group that you hit, which is cool. And but it's mostly honestly useful because the attack rating on it is not high, so you probably won't hit that often to release it. So, but what it's really useful for is movement, positioning, and it keeps your two meat shields together. So despite your 30 DR and stuff, despite all that, you know, my life 12. You're not like an incredibly defensive build. You know, your block is like not great. You're not going to block a lot. Your defense is not high. So defensively, my res is not even max, as you can see. So defensively, you're a little weak. So the way you deal with that is basically, it's all about control. So you want to just control, you want to take, basically your goal is to take 0 damage by freezing everything, blinding everything, or stunning everything away. And so with this character, like, positioning is really important. You know, you just gotta really pay attention to like the environment and what's around you. But the assassin does have some great skills like Cloak of Shadows and Mind Blast to help you with like do some control. And if there's, and that's the other great thing about Dragonflight, is it helps you prioritize. You know, if there are guys over here giving you trouble, first of all, you can Mind Blast them back and like stun/convert them, and so that's nice. Or you can teleport right to them and just you know, just kill them, get rid of them. And that's the other, and yeah, and like I just saw, you saw that I wanted to like group up my minions there so they weren't on me as much. Keep them a little concentrated, keep them in the fight. So yeah, that's super convenient. Yeah, this is Dragonflight's a very useful skill. And sometimes, you know, I don't always, sometimes Dragon Claw, you do more damage with Dragon Claw, and it has higher attack rating than Blades of Ice. So, you know, if it's just like one minion there, I don't need to bother like freezing it and stuff. Like, I can just like, you know, I can just hold Dragon Claw down on it, and I don't need to bother with all that. But it's cool, look at it. I think it's just kind of a neat, like, hell viable assassin build. If you're looking for like just a cheap, kind of cool thing you can do with the assassin. And I'm sure you could like pimp this character out with like, you know, super good gear. But like at that point, if you have the good gear, like you should probably just make a different type of character, because that's really the whole idea of this build, is that it's like cheap and you're not like very good, super strong, and it just like you have this kind of cool way of getting through the game by just controlling everything and slowing everything way the hell down. Yeah, so you're just pumping out so much cold damage. You have your thing, and it bursts and freezes. You have the Frost Nova that goes out and kind of stuns them and slows them down. You have your Holy Freeze going, Decrepify, hopefully. And this has been pretty manageable thus far, but like if you run into a big group of minions, you're gonna want to throw your, even if you don't, like it just makes them weaker and easier to kill, so it's just like a good thing to have. but it's especially useful if you have a huge group of minions, and like they're especially in the Chaos Sanctuary, there'll be like guys in the back, right? And they'll be shooting at you and causing you all sorts of problems. Wow, you see how much damage I take? It's just like... Oh, and the other danger with this build is you gotta... These things are a little hard to notice when they come off, so you gotta like... You gotta remind yourself, you gotta keep those up all the time. Because there'll be times where like, you know, your burst of speed falls off and maybe you're in a nasty elite pack and they cast amp damage and you could be dead like real quick. So, yeah. So your attacking is really... yeah, your offense is really your defense in this case. See, look at that. You want to get rid of that guy. Yeah, Mind Blast is great for that. You know, some people might find it a little annoying that Mind Blast, like, can convert enemies, but, like, you know, when you're in the single-player game and you're, like, real weak and you're just using, like, a full nat set, like, it's convenient. Like, you know, I don't have to worry about that guy for a little bit. In fact, he's attacking his own thing. I can just move on, you know? So it just means there are, at least temporarily, fewer enemies to deal with when you convert, you know? See, look at these guys. I don't want these guys. So you can just kind of shoot back there and it stuns them for a bit. Or if you want, like I said, you could just teleport over there and just get rid of them, you know? And little tip for using Dragonflight. So, you know, I can hold it down. I don't have to right click on a monster. I could kind of hold it down there, and it'll like kind of go to the closest one. And sometimes that's just oh look at that. Ah, no, Merc. Woo. And the other thing is to keep your shadow. Oh, god damn it! Poison damage. God damn it. God damn it. All right. Oh, but yeah, see, like a bunch of group like that, go over there, use Cloak of Shadows, and so all the guys in the back, okay, it doesn't quite work on like champions and stuff, but like usually it would just kind of prevent all the guys in the back from attacking and stuff. And you should probably not do what I just did and go off on your own and like attack something. All right. Oh god. Let's group up. Oh my god. All right, this is going so bad right now. One sec. Oh. All right. Yeah, there is like a cooldown associated with the spell. Yeah. See, I haven't played this. This character is like actually, there's a little like, you can tell there's like a little bit of like there's a little tricky like thing. You have to toggle between, it's tricky to play. You have to toggle between a bunch of skills, like back and forth. You know, and not really in any preset order, just kind of like as the situation demands. And, just like keep on top of everything and, you know where every minion is. Sometimes, you know, go out here, don't have that guy out on your flank, and then just have everything in front of you. Keep you guys all grouped up. Teleport right on him, just causing you trouble. And, yeah, just keep going at it like that. And, like I said, this is, it is a hell viable build, but, like, I mean, if you want to, like, be running Bale on this guy, like, it's not like that. Like, it's a pain in the ass. It's slow. Like, the whole idea of the character is just to kind of slowly advance, slowly just freeze, cold, just kind of focus, you know, it's by freezing them and using Cloak of Shadows, you have this way of isolating, even in a large group, you can kind of just work on one or two minions at a time, and, or one or two monsters at a time, and just kind of prevent the other guys from attacking you. And you know, you do three kinds of damage. You do physical, poison, and cold damage. And the cold damage is not like, it's not huge, but like, you know, if you run into a guy that's immune to physical and poison, like, you know, you can do it. You can like burst him down with your, oh shit, look at this, like, woo. This guy, that guy up there. So you have all these like useful little skills to get rid of this guy. You just have all these great little skills, and you know, maybe you want to like teleport up here and take care of these guys. You know. But yeah, I always try to kind of stay on the edge of the enemies. Don't get yourself like surrounded by from on a bunch of different directions and stuff. But look, they're so cold. Like I'm taking like no damage here. I don't have life tap and I stay at full health and all that. So it's like, yeah, it's like a pretty neat build. Boom, boom. Get these guys, get these guys. Yeah, although you do have to remember when you mind blasting these guys. Meanwhile, there's people fighting your merc and stuff, so you gotta pay attention to what's up front too. Yeah, but range characters are like the toughest things. Dealing with burning souls is like it's a tough thing on this character, but you can do it. Yeah, honestly, burning soul yeah. Like, just the #1, like, test. Like, is it a viable character or not, is can you deal with Burning Souls. That is, like, the whole test. Burning Souls are, like, that much of a pain. You build your whole character, you can deal with the entire game, except for Worldstone Keep level 2 when there are souls, and it's not a viable character. Yeah. Okay, anyway, I don't know if I'm not gonna do this whole run, but, like, that's just what you do, and it's a pretty cool build. The great thing about this build is, like, unlike a lot of other, like, melee builds with cheap gear, is your attack rating is just, like, off the chain, like 13,000. Like, that's, I mean, I don't even know why that is. Like, it's just overpowered as hell. It's crazy. I don't know what gives me so much attack rating, but yeah, that's a great thing, especially because, I mean, you need to be hitting, like, all the time. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like Dual Ravens is a must. Look at that. Yeah. But yeah, that's just a cool build I thought I would share, put it out there. It's pretty neat, especially if it's like mad cheap. Again, High Lords is like the biggest thing, but just like everything else is like super easy to find. And High Lords, put a cat's eye, you know, that would probably be the second best thing. But like, so I haven't even socketed this. You probably don't even really need the attack speed from this. I mean, you could put Shale, you could put Shale. I don't know. I don't know if this uses your attack speed from only your first weapon or both of them. I put an F in here just to get the minus target defense. And yeah, so that's it.